So tell me about Mike Gallagher.
Yeah, came to Anderson first in 1998. Was living in Reading and moved to Reading actually in 1986. So been in the Northstate my whole life. Came to a little church in 1998 and have been a part of the community ever since then. And then my wife Deanna and I moved here to Anderson proper in 2013. So October of 2013, we're going on 9 years. And in 2014 was appointed to the Planning Commission by Baron Browning, and that got me into this whole government thing, and it's been a real treat to be able to serve the city and the citizens. That was my introduction into the city, and so yeah, so that was really good. And then in you'll edit all this out.
You're good.
3.5 years ago, when Norma Comnick could not fulfill her role as a city council person, they asked if I would throw my hat in the ring to maybe come up from the Planning Commission and be a council member, and they appointed me. So I've been doing sitting on the city council since then for 3.5 years, and would like to do it for another 4.
What would you consider the accomplishments of council since you've got your seat on it? Your slogan is moving forward, or keep moving forward.
Yep.
Right?
Keep moving forward.
So talk about what that means and what good you think you've done and the other council members currently for Anderson.
Well, as a
This is the one downside. We are in a park.
It's all good. Well, we're sitting in Anderson River Park, and one of the main things that we have done as a council, and it's not one person doing any one thing. It's a team effort here in Anderson. I'm super grateful for that. Right behind you is the splash pad that we were able to build. That's free to the communities, and we pull a lot of people actually from Reading. Having talked to some folks down there on any given day, it's really a cool thing. So we're super proud of that, and the park is a high priority for us, and so we continue to keep a strong focus on that. Off to my left is the Mosquito Serenade concert that happens in the summer. I mean, we had Pam Tillis here for our final show, and that's a big deal. So that's a huge accomplishment as well. We're actually looking at rebuilding that stage to improve it and be able to do even better and bigger shows. So we're pretty excited about that. Our Christmas in Anderson is rapidly coming up, and we do a great Christmas tree lighting fun evening there, and we were able to purchase a skating rink that works, an ice skating rink. It's actually not ice, but it's pretty cool, and we're very proud of that. That'll be the second year, yeah, and we're able to expand it a little bit this year. We ordered some more pieces and parts, and it's going to be a little bit bigger than it was last year. So, those are the things that community is super important to us, and I know the whole council is really, it's a high priority that we do community things, and we're super grateful for our citizens. We have a great city. We've got a great police department. I was asked by another news organization on an interview what the attitude of the citizens, and I think, and having knocked on some doors and talked to people, I think when people feel really safe, it's easier to do life well, and I think we have a safe city. We've got a premier police department. That's our other high focus. We're gonna continue to fund them and keep that as a priority.
Okay, so we've talked about positives, the way that the Anderson community has been moving forward.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what needs to be fixed, the weaknesses, if you will, of Anderson at this present moment.
Well, that's a great question, but I don't see a lot of weaknesses. I think the main thing that we will be focusing on, and I'm going to speak for Mike Gallagher, but I do believe I speak for the city as a whole. We're going to push hard on building a new police department. If we have a weakness, it's just their facility. They're busting at the seams. They've done a great job, and that's really a focus that we need to push hard on. And so, yeah, that'll be something I'm going to focus on personally, and I know our whole council is going to be doing that. I'm always careful to speak for somebody else, but it's a high priority.
There's 3 people running for 2 seats.
Yeah.
One is currently your seat, obviously,
Yeah.
and so you're running to keep that seat.
Yeah.
So looking at those other 2 candidates, what sets you apart from them?
Well, first and foremost, I have the experience. 3.5 years. It was a steep learning curve, and I've said before, and I'll continue to say it during this election cycle. It takes a while to really get the feel for how the system works. Coming from the private sector, it's very different in the public sector, and so having learned that, having had great mentors and people to help me along the way to learn how it works. Our city manager, I'm a huge fan of Jeff Keyser. He's been a great help to me, and so I think that's the main thing that is going to help keep us moving forward, because I'm learning, and I've learned how the system works, and it's really important to know that. So that's.
How do you consider? Because as people that'll watch this know that I've been, like I told you, focused on Reading City Council. I interviewed every single candidate, which there's a lot more candidates for Reading City Council.
Bless you, Sam.
I know there's a lot of people that I got to meet. Made my, when I went to vote yesterday night, it was easier, I think, because I knew these people. I talked to all of them.
Right.
No spoilers though. I liked all of you. Very good people. But talk about the current status of the Anderson City Council. From what I know, it's a little more. I don't know if I want to say stable, but there's been less drama with Anderson City Council in comparison to Reading, with big issues that Reading City Council has faced and have dealt with, and the council members have fallen under attack for. It seems a little bit more stable out here. Speak on that and how you guys have been able to get work done together. Yeah,
I think you said it best. What we've accomplished speaks volumes for, we work together. I don't think we always have to agree, but we generally will come to a consensus of what's the best thing for the citizens of Anderson, and how to move forward on projects and how to get things done. And I've been very grateful for that. I'm thankful that there isn't the drama. That's a big deal to me. I think it's kind of a time waster, but
not going to have a mayor though. The mayor's going to change. I'm sorry, you're going to have a mayor. But Barron's currently the mayor, correct?
Barron Browning is our current mayor. Yeah.
Barron's focused his attention on the Board of Supervisors, going to a county level.
Yeah.
So explain to me for that, just honestly teaching me, who rotates in as mayor next?
So I'm the vice mayor.
Okay.
So I'm currently the vice mayor, and the rotation would be, if everything goes according to plan.
If you get reelected.
When I get reelected, I will be the mayor. But that's a vote of the 5 council members, so I'm not going to be so pretentious to.
That's good.
To tell you that I will be the mayor. I would love to be the mayor. I think it's a great honor. It's just so that you understand.
It's the same thing.
I have one vote on any given day, and we get to
sign things.
Sign things and go to a lot more fundraisers and things like that. But that's the beauty of it, right? You get to. You don't have to. We choose to do this, right? It's a choice. So.
Let's talk about, just because this is a top issue for most people in the Northstate, homelessness.
Yeah.
It's a big issue. It's not a Shasta County issue strictly. It's a California issue. It's a global issue.
Yeah.
Talk about what you see with the homeless here, what you think could help the issue and the situations more. Is it increasing mental health avenues? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's a great question. One, I'm really grateful that we don't have the amount of homeless people here. We still have them here. We have some issues. We've had a 300-acre fire recently, and I'm not sure that we're homeless, but we've had some other fires start that were started by some homeless folks. And what I want to be clear on, Sam, is that I have a heart for people who are very broken. And I want to see the folks that are in the encampments, especially, who want to go get help, who need a hand up, not a handout, and see them get help. There was and so let me say this: my wife's involved with the organization Shasta Thrive. She's the director of the Shasta Thrive, and they've been pushing on a different way to help those who want to get help, and it's transitional housing as they come out of rehab. So you have to get clean, and that is a challenge for many people that are in that situation. And so, I've said this a lot, and I'll say this. and many may disagree with me on this statement, I would tell you the reason that people do drugs is the bigger problem than the drugs they're doing. Do they need to get off drugs? Absolutely. Please make sure you keep all that in, right?
Got it.
It's a way deeper issue than just the drug use. And to just get them off drugs is not the answer, because without the inner healing and the healing of the wounds that they have, and asking them what happened instead of why are you doing drugs, what happened? Why are, that's the answer to why they're doing drugs, not the drugs. So they're working hard on that and getting free from that addiction in the moment, and then finding good, stable, good housing with wraparound services. We've talked about this. Your dad pushed really hard on Measure A. There's a lot of things where.
Hi guys, we got some dogs visiting us.
Yeah, the beauty of the park.
I was gonna say we are at the park.
Yes. So.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So, but then having the support around them, and mentorship, and financial counseling, and all the things that we all need. They need that even more, and so I'm excited about at least one group that I know of, and Shasta Thrive being a part of that, that's wanting to do that on a holistic level, and that's really, you might not help the 2,400 people that we think are probably the right number for that's in Shasta County, but if you can help 100 of those people, that's a great place to start, or 10 people, that would be a great place to start, right? So that's, I don't know if that completely answers your question.
You gave me a lot of detail to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't, pushing them around to different sites, I don't think is the answer.
There's also that's a popular trend.
It seems to be trending well, and I think that a lack of there's about a third of the folks we know that about a third of the folks in the encampments really should not be out on the street. They should be in a jail somewhere, right, because they're criminal. They're committing crimes against the rest of all of us, the rest of humanity, and that's not okay with me either. So that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, we'll skip that. I'm curious. The relationship between Redding and Anderson, it's a strong one. The police forces, they work well together, sure, from my experience. But now focusing on the council level, Redding City Council, as I alluded to, they're going to have some changes. They're going to have potentially 3 new people on their council. They have a lot of decisions they face. Anderson Council is going to have 1, maybe 2 people on their board that are new. Talk about an unusual thing, but like the working relationship between the city of Anderson and the city of Redding. How do you feel it is currently?
Well, that's a staff question,
sure,
and I think it's good. I know Jeff Keyser works really hard for the city of Anderson to make sure that those relationships are maintained, right, and I'm super grateful for that. We don't, as electeds, we don't, I do sit on some boards with other electeds in the county,
right,
and so, and I think that's good. I think that works well, and representation is important, right? So as far as that goes, I think that
the working relationships are working.
I think they're working, yeah, but the as important is from a staff level, right?
Sure.
Making sure that our individual city managers are in communication and working well together is what that's super important to me. So
we are less than 2 weeks away now. We're pretty late doing this candidate sit down with you, Mike.
Yeah.
So talk to me about final question, if you will. I might think of one more. I always think some as I talk. But people are already probably voting. They probably already have dropped off their ballots, but obviously we're talking to the people that haven't voted yet, have their ballots at their house. They're going to vote actually on November 8th.
Yeah.
Why should they vote for Mike Gallagher as a council member?
Well, I think, my experience, in my life experience, number one, I was in the trades, for many years, had my own company, a roofing company, and many years in ministry, and we did community work. I think that's that, and my experience on the dais, for 8 years now as a planning commissioner, and then on the city council. So I think that is a great reason to vote for me, for sure, because experience is important. It's and learning, and having learned to work with a group, no one candidate ever gets to do it all. It doesn't work that way. It's a team effort, and I want to keep that team strong and keep working on the things that we've been working on, and we've got a couple of projects that we want to continue to push on, and I think I'm confident I'm the right guy for that.
One of those projects being, of course, is to reemphasize a new police station for Anderson Police.
Yeah, and
That's a big one.
Yeah, it is. It's a big one. It'll take a good concerted long push on that, but I think we can get it done. So.
Finally, again, not that much time left, but do you have any certain election event type of thing that you have between now and then that you want people to know about, or do you just want people to visit your website?
Yeah, they could go to Mike Gallagher for Anderson City Council on Facebook. That's really all we've done.
Okay.
I want to shout out to my beautiful wife who jumped in and really is my campaign manager. We didn't do any fundraising or any of that. We just went after it together, and I'm going to go out and knock on some more doors until I run into 90% of them have already voted. Then I might stop. But I've just been out knocking on doors, and that's been a really encouraging thing for me. So to get to meet people that live in our city, it's been really cool.
Hands on.
Yeah.
Talking with the people. Well, good luck then, Mike, with the rest of the way.
All right.
And on Election Day, I appreciate the time. Beautiful
Thanks,
day
Sam.
to do this. I hope the wind didn't screw this whole thing up.